sharp, howling werewolf through the dark. Black flapping wings, slicing air, Dracula's glare with that eerie glare. Graveyard wakes while dead sleep, creaking bones so they creep. Mislapped tight suffocating holes, eyes of red, hunting bones. Blah, blah, Dracula scream in this haunted unholy dream. Bloodlust sharp as silver knife in this cursed search lies rock life. Blah, blah, Dracula scream in this haunting unholy dream. Bloodlust sharp as silver knife in this cursed search lies rock life.
As they hunt for crimson feast, deadly shadows from the east, blood moon casting deadly light in this hollow spooky night.
Echoes dance through cobblestone, silent whispers, omens groan.
Shrieking winds, voices lost, in this night we pay the cost. Haunted souls break the dark, breathing fear dread leaves a mark. Monsters I see through the lies as the dread moon rise. Dracula scream in this haunted unholy dream. Bloodlust sharp as silver knife in this cursed search runs rock life. Wolves, they hunt for crimson feast, deadly shadows from the east. Blood moon casting deadly light in this cursed runs rock life. Wolves, they hunt for crimson feast, deadly shadows from the east. Blood moon casting deadly light in this hallowed spooky night. Echoes dance through cobblestone, silent whispers, omens groan. Shrieking winds, voices lost, in this night we pay the cost. Haunted souls brave the dark, breathing fear dread leaves a mark. Monsters I see through the lies
as the dreaded moon rise.
This 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up, because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
You're listening to FFOP Radio.
Reach the welcome to the show. My name is Dave. This is FFOP Radio. Welcome to it. We are getting into it, guys. It's October still. Where are we? Not even halfway through yet. So we've got plenty more Halloween stuff to come. Studio's getting a little spookier every day. Let me introduce you to my co-host and producer. Chris is over there off camera.
Hello.
So, what have we got for you tonight? This is something delivered to us by Ryan Maxwell, the bookshelf daddy himself. You can see him right there. The winner of our last game show. And there he is. So, congratulations, Ryan. And also, thank you for these commercials we are about to receive. Now, what we got here is a collection of 80s commercials. I was scrolling through a little bit. Sound quality's pretty good, but we're going to be off to a rough start because I've got another hot take.
Hot take. Hi, Ryan.
So let me just get this pulled up here and you can see. So obviously it's going to start out with Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin or whatever.
I love Charlie Brown.
Not a fan of Charlie Brown. Never been a hot. What's
Hot.
up, Maxwell English? Never been a fan of Charlie Brown, the Peanuts crew in general. I just found them to be so, but that's the thing. I don't want to like say that they suck because I don't think the Peanuts as a concept sucks because it's super popular. Like it's not, I don't think it's a Nightmare Before Christmas situation where I know I'm right. It's like a Dane Cook situation where I know I'm right. It's like a whatever. And whatever. I think Peanuts just appeals to a slower or lower energy type of holiday vibe that some people want. But that's the thing. It just bounces off of me like, I don't know, bird shot off a tank.
Growing up, this Peanuts cartoons for the holidays were the cartoon that we watched. It was this. It was like for Christmas, it was the Tim Allen Christmas one or the Grinch, the Tim Allen, the Santa Claus. Like those were the staple Christmas movies in my house.
Well, not to open it up too broad, but like, it wasn't like I was ignorant or unexposed to the Peanuts things because I saw all the, even the stuff that was non-holiday related, it would come around and go around. It's just like, so even as a child, like, everybody makes fun of children's attention spans and how short they are, especially today and yada, yada, all the old people shit. Like, man, some things I would buckle down and just get through the slog parts of because I knew there was good stuff right around the bend. But when I sat down to watch Peanuts and I basically shouted down and we had to watch it, I was just like, God damn. It was like the good part was when the credits rolled and watch something else. Like it wasn't one of those specialists where I could just get through the annoying songs. Like, that's the thing. Like the Garfield Christmas special in particular, like that one slow song in the middle where like grandma talks about dead grandpa and all this other stuff. I feel like that is unnecessary. There's a lot of times there's just some things you just have to like get through. The whole Peanuts special is always like, get over with it. So, but whatever. That's just my personal opinion. I know like I'm the least popular person when it comes to like holiday specials. Or like, I'm against the popular opinion typically, but like, god damn.
I don't ever remember watching the Garfield ones growing up. So maybe if I did,
or not a cultural, but like a regional thing. Peanut seems to be more East Coast to me.
It could be. I mean, Garfield was definitely a thing, but like I just don't. I don't remember ever seeing it when I was a kid. Like Peanuts, I always remembered.
I remember seeing Peanuts only because I had to avoid it like the goddamn plague. So I was like, where is Garfield? I kept asking, where's Poochie?
We never watched Pee-wee's Christmas special either. And I'm kind of glad for that.
But anyway, let's just dive into it. We got some 80s commercials. It's going to be spoonful after spoonful of nostalgia. Let's go. As usual, something's up. Let me see.
Well, David will have to, once he fixes the sound, he'll have to show off the glasses that we got.
Oh, yeah, if you care. I got these fun, like they look like chess pieces, right? But they're lighthouses from Red Lobster. And I thought, I just told that story about Three Skeleton Key about the lighthouse. I thought, well, let's drink out of these.
Well, there
babies.
it is.
So there we go. Okay, I think I fixed it. The little what character?
Special, filled with ghosties and ghoulies and things that go bump in the night.
Yes, Maxwell,
It's
we
the
mean
great
Charlie
pumpkin,
Brown. And the only reason I'm calling it Peanuts is because David's been calling it Peanuts, and
that's the characters, right? Like I understand that, like
I refer to it as Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Let's not be, like I wouldn't call the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I wouldn't say Raphael's Christmas special.
At 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
You know, the weirdest things happened to me, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I mean, here I am, stocking up for Halloween. I got my steaks, got my
Mummy's getting a petrified boner.
ribs. Then when I asked the stock boy where
Like, this is not the 80s. It's been 40 years since she's been doing this. It blows me away every time I see her doing something. I go, God damn it, me too someday, I hope.
the Coors Light is
Gonna
that,
rack
he
like
points
that?
me to the Coors and Coors Light Halloween display, and I'm on it. Whoa, it's like deja vu. Whoa, it's like deja vu. Look for it where you buy beer. I shop here because they slash prices. There goes another one. Happy Halloween, darling.
Like, every joke in the 80s on a commercial was a dad joke. Like, there was never anything clever, like, especially Elvira, but like any horror host beyond that. Like, if a joke made it to a commercial, maybe still does. I don't know the current state of commercials, but like, they're always bad, right? Like, your math teacher would tell you that shit.
Fun fact, Charlie Schultz hated the name Peanuts. He always wanted a strip called Little Folks or Good Old Charlie Brown.
Yikes. I'm not a fan of any of those three.
I mean, Garfield. Why
Yeah.
can't Charlie Brown be Charlie Brown? He's the main
Garfield was-
character.
Well, Charlie Brown I would get, but good old Charlie Brown?
Well,
Let's
that
not
part,
do
sure.
that. Yuck.
Ghouls, ghosts, goblins, and Disney Halloween magic. Then, on the
Guys, on Disney Plus, they still have the content you can scare yourself and your children with. Like, you know, Sleepy Hollow is still in there. All the old timey like ghost hunting episodes of Mickey and Goofy and everything. All that scary stuff that like shouldn't be available to kids is still available. It's not like the Warner Brothers stuff where you go like, is anyone watching Secret and Nim? Like, Mickey's always available. Like, so take advantage of it.
The CBS Saturday Night Movies.
What is this, Hell Week?
This is the Army.
Goldie Hawn.
Reading the only cowardly comments.
It's like G.I. Jane before
And
that.
Eileen Brennan in the hilarious movie Private Benjamin. Private Benjamin after Disney's Halloween treat, Saturday.
I'm
Oh,
Freddy
God.
Krueger, and you're invited to my
Freddy.
special get-together to beware.
Don't call that number today.
Please dial this number now. I've got some great
do.
details for you. And if you all want to buy
Let's
lucky
know what it
callers,
is.
select
What a great, like, again, like, since the internet didn't exist, right? Like, we had to just take what was on offer. And, like, you know, before you could just get information for free, you could call 900 numbers.
Yeah.
For more than just like sex talk. You could call a 900 number to like get video game tips, sports stats, like anything you could possibly think of. Someone would charge you $2.99 a minute to talk about it with you.
That's crazy.
It was what a great time to be alive.
FTO says, when I was a kid, there was a marathon of Elvira's movie Macabre. The next day, I asked my dad if he had heard of her show, and he said, the lady with the big boobies.
Like, hell yeah, come on.
selected at random. You'll talk to me live while you're awake and safe. So dial this number now if you dare.
Apparently Private
Talk
Benjamin
to
was
me
a
live,
really good
and
movie.
Freddy
Oh, sure,
Krueger is
sure.
waiting just for you.
Here, give me some speculation in the chat. What do you think if you called and talked to Freddy? Do you think he would just like call you a bitch repeatedly, like say this is prime time, bitch, or like
Happy Halloween,
happy
bitch.
Halloween, bitch, or what? Like, there were so many bitches. Like, do you think he would tell you that he's injecting you with the heroin because he turned his needles? And like, would he talk you through scenes from the movie? You're like, what do you think Freddy's telling you? Or is it just a recording that you just have to sit through and it's like Robert Englund being like, happy Halloween, bitch. Like, what?
$2 for the
Ryan
first
thinks I
minute,
could pull
35
off
cents
a
each
really good
edition.
Elvira costume.
Right, that wig would cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah, it'd be really hot.
Oh my God, I love this commercial.
Tired of wearing the same old face Halloween after
He's telling
Halloween?
me he's my
Why not try a
boyfriend now,
Fright Night
says
Nose
FDM.
Mask from Bud and Bud Light? There's Batface, Scary Witch, Mr. Pumpkin,
His tongue
and
comes
Big
out through
Black
the
Cat.
phone.
Best of all, these amazing
Yeah, oh yeah, you go blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's a good call. That's a
masks are
good
available
call.
where Bud and Bud Light are sold. So, next time...
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy. Okay, here's another thing too. I love this commercial. It always comes up in every compilation, but the fact that like Budweiser was like, let's put some pop-out masks for our hopeless drunk clients. I think that's fucking hilarious. Because, like, number one, I just made a batch of masks as crafts for my kid because it's Halloween. And they're roughly the size of this.
Yeah.
Like, did they not have, like, the dimensions of an adult head? Like,
No.
this looks like, that's the thing. When you do, it's something you can take for granted because if you're getting a mask, especially the craft ones you're going to make yourself, like eye hole spacing is so fucking important. And this feels like you're looking through pinholes at best. Like, and you don't find out until it's too late. You're shit-faced on Budweiser, Bud Light probably, and now like, look at this guy. He's not getting laid.
Look, he forgot his costume, so he picked up the beer and was like, "Oh shit, there's a mask on the back."
But he's a fucking Phantom of an Opera. So the kid wants to be a police officer, so we've been on the lookout for like a cheap little cop uniform.
Because, I mean, by the time Halloween comes around, he'll want to be something else.
Yeah, and like, that's not very spooky, so I'm trying to talk him into something spooky.
Wednesday, it's hot and cold running chills as a big witch brews trouble for America's favorite rabbit in Bugs Bunny's Halloween special.
Me, what's up, witch?
Then Raggedy Ann and Ann.
What some of the Looney Tunes was not short on like good character dynamics, but second to none were like Bugs Bunny and like Mortimer the Hair Monster and that witch.
Yeah.
Who would always run and like the bobby pins would be because like she seemed like a. I don't know, like one of the grandmothers that one of your friends had who was like a little over sexualized and always a little tipsy.
Andy get the stuffing scared out of them in the pumpkin
You're right,
couldn't
FTO.
smile.
But he doesn't
2
understand.
Halloween treats starting at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Hi there,
Follow
I'm
the
Dumpy the
yeah.
Pumpkin. Carvel's Halloween ice cream cake.
I'm a light bulb.
Fucking light bulb cake. Come on, it's not a light bulb, it's a pumpkin. You know how most pumpkins wear like chef's hats?
44
Yeah,
ounces.
that's what's so great about
and
this,
serve
cake.
10
It's,
to
like,
12
believable.
people.
Having a Halloween party?
I'm a light bulb with a witch
I
hat.
weigh 45 ounces. We're both made.
What were it's like a ball sack. It's like this fucking like what did Carvel do? Like I assume because I've not seen a bunch of his commercials, but like Fudgy the Whale, he had a bunch of characters. So I'm assuming
This is just the whale vertical.
this is the whale.
Yeah, if you put the
I thought the whale would have like a tail that goes. This is just like a fucking
I don't
ball
know.
sack.
I'm just
it's
saying.
like the nutsack wizard or witch, the nutsack wizard, and the fucking testicle pumpkin.
I was right. Ryan said it's the Fudgy the Whale
That
pants.
sucks.
Participating Carvel ice cream still.
Yes, the whale looks like a ball sack. Hello, look at that. Like, the owners of those, have you ever lifted up your shaft to see something exactly like this? Minus the witch, probably.
You want to send one to a friend?
Basically
Please
the same
phone
post,
800-327-GIFT and call the cake honors most major credit cards. Thank you.
Call
Thank
me,
you.
I'm Bob Carvel. I take most major credit cards. He sounds like Orson Welles in that wine commercial. The Beaujolais.
Trick or treat!
Fist that smiles back.
Darn, I knew I should have worn a costume. Yo, Bo Peep, what you got in your bag?
Introducing Roy Rogers' Big Chicken.
It's a man. Gross, right? They weren't very progressive back then, guys. It was the 80s.
Deal.
It's only a full
Fish bulb.
fucking, like chicken dinners to all this.
Pieces of fried chicken, hot crisp fries,
Yes, exactly.
and a fresh baked biscuit. Roy Rogers' Big Chicken Deal, just $1.99.
Roy Rogers.
Don't you even think about it.
Scared silly.
No homo, but, I'm at a party.
Starring Ronald McDonald and the Chicken McNugget.
Classic.
Ronald, nice to see you in this neck of the woods. Come on. What are you making? We're stirring up secret sauces for dipping.
We're ready, boss.
Let's make sauce.
Oh, well, at least I got my hair done.
I have an idea. Whoop-de-doo, McDonald's.
Whoopty shit, you suck. Bleh.
You can always count on them to be terrific.
It's a good time for the great taste of it.
Bleh. Oh my God. I don't know. Tell me what your favorite character in the Ronald McDonald lineup was. For me, you couldn't beat the McNuggets. Like this maybe predated the boot and whatever the 4 generic shapes were. I like that they were all very uniform. The Fry guys were annoying. The Fry and the soda and the burger puppets were always annoying. All those people I could take or leave, but the Nuggets I wish they were still around.
I don't
Some of the
have
best
any
characters.
opinion.
What?
There's
such well, maybe this predates your time.
I know I know majority of the characters, but
Right, but by
later
by the time you're aware of McDonald's commercials, like they've already phased them out because there was like a whole big thing with the HR Puffin stuff bullshit, and there was like lawsuits, and so they slowly had to phase the.
I just remember
characters.
Grimace. And the robber.
There was a huge cast though, because like, by the time I was popping, like conscious wise to fast food commercials, we still had Grimace, had the Hamburglar, had Birdie. Sometimes you'd have the Fry Kids or whatever for the breakfast or whatever, and all the McNuggets. But like all the mayor and the policeman and all, like there were so many characters, and they've all just fallen away. Same things happens with cereal mascots. If you start with three, someone's going crazy and killing the other two.
Spooky Coors.
Ghouls and goblins gather round.
It's Elvira's, like the official. Here's the thing. Yeah, I would love to be in the position of selling anything that I could then have a commercial for. Because like you can take a concept like Halloween and say it's the official blank of Halloween, and who's gonna tell you no? Like if I, walked out on stage and I was like, hey, check this out. It's my pubes, the official pubes of NASCAR or whatever. They can obviously go like, no, like NASCAR has a governing body, and they haven't signed any contract with any pubes. But Halloween, there's no, like they can't stop me, right?
Down, no matter who you like to fight, you're gonna want.
I felt the same way about McDonald's characters, the same way as Chuck E. Cheese. You just didn't care.
That's the thing.
But you're younger too, though. You're younger than me, even.
That's the thing. The Chuck E. Cheese characters weren't as endearing, I feel. Like they're, this is like obviously going to be a highly personal thing. Like, what sort of mascotted characters are you going to...
They're all creepy.
Yeah, and like, you have to walk that line. Thank God. Maybe not thank God, because I'm sure it exists now that I'm thinking about it. But like, Disney was busy turning all of the like iffy sex perverts as children into furries. How many people grew up to be like burgeries? Like, do you think people run around like with giant anthropomorphic burger or chicken nugget costumes fucking each other? Saying.
Oh, Ryan sees why I'm married to you now. That NASCAR pube money has to be worth it alone.
Hell yeah, it's the official pubes of NASCAR.
But inside a prenup.
The beer wolf. This is terrible.
Clear, fun is everywhere.
Get ready for excitement when Coors is on.
You think, I mean, it's a little crass, but you think like they hooked up later and she was blowing him in the back of his Camaro and she left the clown mask on because he asked her to?
Probably. This is pre-mountains, the Cold Mountains.
Oh yeah, way before Cold Mountains, but definitely post it. So that guy's got a weird boner.
Halloween.
Count Dracula cereal is coming your way. How about a monster for breakfast today? What's this?
How did he get out of the castle, like when the sun is still above the horizon? Like the sun is setting actively.
Is break dancing?
Give me a break.
I'll give you my Count Chocula cereal.
I'll break your goddamn legs. Bleh!
The cereal with loads of chocolatey marshmallows in every bowl. It's a delicious part of this nutritious breakfast. Who wants my breakfast?
God, the amount of fact-checking parents did when I was a kid was fucking zero. Because even now, like doing zero fact-checking, I know that nothing they're feeding these children is healthy. Like it's 2 boxes of cereal, and maybe you'll notice there's just like cereal and toast, and you're supposed to drink milk and juice. Like that's the thing. You had to eat so much shit in a commercial.
It's part of a balanced breakfast.
Right, but by volume.
Right.
Like you're not supposed like if you're eating 80 pounds of food, yeah, like 17 pounds of sugar that you're going to get from like the orange juice and the cereal and shit. Like, yeah, by volume, it's that. But like you would be morbidly obese. You're like, oh, it's part of a complete breakfast. When adjusted for inflation, you'd be fucking dead.
Nobody gives a shit for that.
They went
No one gives a shit for
monster for breakfast today.
When Frankenberry first came out, there was a huge amount of kids going to the doctor with colored poop from too much food coloring in the mix. I don't doubt that.
But here's the thing, man. Like kids go through some crazy shit, and like, yeah, Frankenberry would definitely like predate like the color craze of the 90s, but still, like, depending on the color, I would be inclined not to give a shit because like the first thing I would do is like look in the pantry or something like that. Like I wouldn't go like, oh, you think a purple shit? Like, no questions asked from the parent. Just get them into the doctor. I would go like, well, we did eat that new purple cereal and have a purple Whopper.
Oh, I do enjoy an evening with a little light entertainment.
Frankenberry was green? I thought, no, Frankenberry's purple. What are you talking about, Maxwell?
But when your video heads
Green's that new goth girl's color. Like, what the fuck?
get dirty, you lose your picture. Not a pretty sight. Happily, this new Polaroid video cassette will help you.
Purple, pink, bust my balls.
It actually cleans your heads as it plays, so dirty heads needn't haunt you. New Polaroid video cassettes.
Isn't this incredible? Like last time we were watching these commercials, Vincent Price was pushing like Easter seals. Or like those little gift books. All you have to do with Vincent Price, like he was a dude who just brought spookiness and credibility. He's like Christopher Lee or Peter Cushing. He just threw them into something and knew that it would be like banger. And like, put Vincent Price on a set like this, throw him in a Dracula jacket, like I would be buying Polaroid video cassettes today, should they be produced.
Get the picture?
I think you'll like this house. Isn't this supposed to be haunted? Haunted? What an absurd idea.
You're an idiot.
Keep your sweaty ass Coke off our fucking furniture.
David?
No other diet soft drink delivers the real cola taste of 1 calorie Diet Coke. The real one. It's lifting more and more spirits every day.
No.
The move is on to Diet Coke.
She's smarter than Casper. And was that Gilda Radner? I feel like that was definitely what's her face from fucking Young Frankenstein. The laziest. I feel like I was just praising a Toys R Us commercial for having a fuck ton of costume changes and in-camera work. And here's the fucking granola dips where like they just took their normal everyday commercial, stuck a kid in white face paint and be like, "You're Dracula, bite this shit." Didn't even bother changing the music. Dipolodian. You fucking lazy fucks.
Quaker granola dips. A hauntingly wholesome Halloween treat. Chewy granola dip.
Oh yeah, he's definitely waiting for the Dan Aykroyd treatment. I mean, or the high spirits treatment like that, you know, scalping.
The perfect treat for your...
But be real, like if you moved in like prospective buyers of a castle, like Daryl Hannah's hot, sexy ghost is floating around, what the fuck you'd be like, yeah, I'll sign on the dotted line. And for the ladies, Liam Neeson was there.
As Halloween approaches, you have to prepare yourself for what might happen.
Chocolate
More orange sprinkle. It's a special time of year, and Dunkin'
Donuts puts hard-ass candies on your donut.
That was part of growing up, though. You had to, like, avoid the minefield of, like, sugary sweets. Like, these things that would destroy your teeth. But I wonder, like, because we're watching the implication here being, like, it's hand-frosted and hand-placed things. Was that actually true? Or, like, because, like, Bosa Donuts or Krispy Kreme, like, they'll make them in-house and, like, bam, right there. Did Dunkin' Donuts ever do that? Because I feel like maybe they get them delivered now. I don't know the Dunkin' Donuts lore. Type of one in the chat if you know about donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts was like my staple thing when I was in high school. Like screw Starbucks, like Dunkin' Donuts.
I don't want to talk about coffee. These people. My wife's one of these coffee people where it's like coffee, coffee, coffee. Same thing with Joe, former intern Julia, sorry. All these fucking coffee people. If I never drank another cup of coffee in my life, you'd hear me complain zero. You wouldn't hear me go like, oh man, you wouldn't. One time I was at Dutch Brothers. Never in my life. Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's. And that's the thing too. Like you get, coffee is so cheap, right? Not to digress too far, but like coffee is such a fucking cheap thing nowadays. Like when McDonald's opened their McCafe, people were breaking their backs to blow themselves about like how great it was to buy like quality coffee at a reasonable price. Because coffee's fucking cheap. And Starbucks just charges you because they had to like cover the overhead of all the screenwriters and book writers that take up all their fucking outlets. You weren't talking about coffee.
I was not talking about coffee at all.
Well, still, my story stands because you're one of those fucking coffee people, and I've had so many of those people in my life. It's like my personal Vietnam. You know how Movie Bob, like the console wars, was his Vietnam? People talking about coffee, it's my personal Vietnam. Matt knows what I'm talking about. He lives there probably, right?
So come to Dunkin' Donuts.
Sometimes.
And get into the
That's
spirit
doxing.
of Halloween.
We'd like some Halloween donuts, please.
Oh.
They were immediately trick-or-treating, got the donut coupons, and like ran to the fucking Dunkin' Donuts before they closed. Like if you were to get like the McDonald's ones, you're running like, I want a free, not a free, I've been free to you, but I want a sample size sundae. Way to sell it. Hey, with one of these games, you can get a sample size. Oh, the shit like they typically is given away for free?
So what I was going to say earlier is what Ryan said and confirmed. They used to make them fresh there, and now they come pre-made frozen.
Oh, yeah, I just kind of figured. I took that for granted. That was semi-rhetorical because, like, there's no fucking way. Like, if you go into those shops that actually make the shit, their square footage is like... all the machinery and everything necessitates a large footprint. When like a Dunkin' Donuts can open up in a fucking like broom closet.
Pretty much now, yeah.
Like some of the Dunkin' Donuts I see have like they look like warts growing off of larger buildings.
See, I don't like Krispy Kreme.
I think they were both fine. Like it's hard to fuck up a donut.
Now let's talk about coffee.
Let's talk about coffee, guys. Like, what's the best coffee? Be real with me, guys. Can you guys just not get up in the morning without your coffee? It's just like, oh, well, don't come to me before my coffee. I got a mug. It says, don't talk to me until there's a little line indicating at which point how much coffee I've had. And they go, he hasn't had enough coffee yet. Fucking coffee people, you fucks.
My little goblins will be out long after dark, so I depend on Duracell batteries to light
They're going
their way.
alone.
Because
Bye.
Duracell lasts.
Smell you later, 6 and 3-year-old. Hope you survive. Like, this is the time when baby Jessica was falling down a well. Like, kids were getting abducted apparently left and right. Like, people were handing out free drugs to children that they were lacing into, like, temporary tattoos. Like, the 80s... To a parent, the 80s was nothing but like a money-losing possibility for villains.
Yeah.
Like, people were just giving away drugs to get kids high just for the fuck of it. They were like, where were we, like, reality-wise, right? Like, but that was like, people still thought that, like, Satan was working through, like, music and shit.
We got Maxwell English's
Shut up,
coffee
Maxwell. I
order.
don't give a fuck. This ain't no Dunkin' Donuts. You take that shit to the bank.
Tests prove after just a few hours of continuous use, regular carbon batteries wear out. But you can get up to 5 times more use from Duracell batteries.
Like, carbon feels so old-timey. Because, like, nickel metal, it feels old now because we have got lithium ion. Carbon? What?
That's why I trust my kids safe.
They have good coffee too.
Yeah, you know who makes good coffee? Literally everybody who can make fucking the grounds and water come together and heat it. Like, those people make great coffee. Anyone who can take a roasted coffee bean, grind it or found it ground already, and put some hot water over it, and you drink it, it's so good.
I wish Tony was in the
Safety at
chat.
night to Duracell.
Tony's my coffee
Duracell.
bitch with me.
The copper top battery.
Folgers is all you need, people.
The regular battery looks like it.
Or
For a
lasts
reason.
like it.
None of us were abducted.
Yay!
From the people who brought you Halloween, more of the night he came home.
Halloween 2, more Halloween.
There was nothing within him, neither conscience nor reason, that wasn't even remotely human.
You guys were hearing a little bit of Donald Pleasance earlier, courtesy of FDO.
More of the night he came home. Halloween 2, rated R.
Electric Boogaloo.
The horror.
Like,
Rated R.
just like every other, like, accidental, like, billion-dollar horror franchise, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, it was just like, well, horror movies make money. Let's see what happens.
The first Halloween code that I read code in
The first Halloween code is Halloween 20 for 20% off your water and bean mixture at any McDonald's.
the first Halloween movie that I saw was Halloween H2O.
Oh, same here. Like, that's the thing. I didn't give a fuck. Because, like, but that's just it. Like, when you're outside of these lores or fandoms or whatever, like, people, like, sometimes I'll do it to people. Like, you blow smoke up someone's ass because, like, you want to pretend like the thing that you enjoy has a deeper meaning. So you go, like, oh, there's lore with Jason. Like, the first through the fourth, and then the fifth was, like, the imposter. By the sixth, he's back to life, and by 10, he's in space. So you can, like, sort of be like, oh, whoa, like, you know, but, like, that's the thing. The people writing these movies and producing these movies are doing it on the fly. Like nothing, like it was never, like it wasn't a Marvel cinematic universe where they've got it planned out 30 years and like your grandkids are going to be watching movies that are on that board. Like it was just like, oh shit, that went really well and made a lot of money. Let's make another Freddy. Let's make another Michael. Let's make another Jason.
Do it to it.
And Jason didn't even show up till the second one.
1-800-LADIO-RADIO. Call now. How come I get first billing on that phone number?
Horror continues.
Halloween is one of the first
Now
movies I
playing
remember
in it.
seeing. I just had turned 4.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Theater near you.
This Halloween, give the safe treat
Thank you.
that helps treat the
A piece
disabled.
of paper.
Thank you.
Give Easter
I donated some money to a sick child for you, and I definitely didn't print these out of home on my inkjet. That'd be a dot matrix.
Seal safe Halloween coupons.
Safe
Thank
seal.
you.
Good for special treats at local stores and restaurants.
Thank you.
Give
Wow, a sample-sized root beer?
Easter Seal safe Halloween coupons.
Meow.
I guess technically FDO, like, yeah, sure, but that, like, yeah, technically yes, but like he doesn't show up as a character. Like 'cause you think Friday the 13th, you think Jason, right? Huh? You don't go, oh, I remember that great bit like where he basically cameos as a murderer that may or may not, like, because they left it as a dream.
And give the treat that gives treatment.
Thank you.
I've been treated.
Safe Halloween booklets are now available at these fine stores. Support
The Donut Inn, Farrell's, Mike Farrell's.
Kmart.
a safe Halloween for children everywhere.
Wanna go psycho with me,
from the Pillsbury
Elvira?
commercial.
Here at the Bates Motel.
Did they? That's not the Bates Motel, bitch. That's the Bates house. But like, I feel like they recently tore down the Bates house. Like, I feel like there was a kerfuffle. I remember reading something somewhere where they were getting rid of the Bates house, like, because it's obviously like, what are you gonna do? Like, in the time that the Psycho house has stood, like the Disney has changed the treehouse 20 times. So is it still there? Does anybody know?
Look for me wherever they sell mug root beer.
Not cool.
Ensure the Go Psycho with Elvira contest. You can be my guest at Universal Studios in Hollywood for a monstrous bash at the Bates Motel. Shower anyone?
Do you think there's invisible tape to hold her dress on her chest?
This Halloween, Go Psycho.
Yeah, I'm sure cans are probably taped all over the fucking place.
You think
with
they're
Elvira
fake
and
or
win a
real?
party with mug
They are 100% fake because 40 years later they look exactly
That's
like
true.
that.
That's true.
root beer and me. I love my mug. I love it.
What a simp, am I right, guys? Fucking iDubbbz the zombie.
Stephen King, author of Carrie, said,
Carrie.
Evil Dead is the most ferociously original horror film of the
Ugh,
year.
I hated how he
If you
just
think he's
read
kidding,
that.
See
But that's the thing that would happen in the 80s and the 90s too. Like they would find someone in the same sort of genre and be like, this person said, and like, you know, he wrote a book. He's like, what do you think about Evil Dead? He's like, well, you know, not that you would take Stephen King's words like, I don't know. I mean, you know Stephen King's reputation. I'm gonna go like, oh, whoa. Like, you see that interview where he talks about keeping a child's heart like in a jar on his desk, and you go like, I don't know about this guy.
I just didn't like how he didn't pause between Carrie and said when he read that. Carrie said instead of Carrie
We've
said.
got so little time. It's, they charge by the second. Advertising.
Evil Dead. They got up on the wrong side of the grave.
Of the
Evil
dead.
Dead from New Line Cinema.
Starts tomorrow at these theaters.
I'm glad the Bates house is still there, because one day I want to like go back to Universal Studios and ride that fucking tram.
Newspaper.
For great Halloween fun, pick up some spooky decorations at Walgreens.
Look at those.
Do you ever think about like, maybe you don't, but like that sound effect, right? That like a human being had to generate that because it predates like artificial generation. And you've heard it a zillion times. It's been on 14 billion, like every dollar store toy that makes a noise makes that laugh. Do you think the person who made it is like the creators of the Oregon Trail and basically just like middle class because they couldn't cash in on it? Or is he like the writer of the Tonight Show song or MASH's theme song where like it got into syndication, he receives a chunk from every
ton of money.
product? Because otherwise, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I can't think of a more exploited sound effect and or song.
Yeah.
So, Mr. King, what did you think of Evil Dead? Stephen King wipes nose. Oh, it was great. Yeah, this is the guy who made fucking Not Total Recall. Maximum Overdrive. Watch that movie and be like, yeah, I take this guy's opinion about movies seriously. Or, well, maybe the Wilhelm scream. But that's the thing. The Wilhelm scream is in every movie. That laugh is in every toy. And there's like 4 million toys per movie.
Just $7.99 each. Scary sound-activated Halloween figures, battery-operated pirate skull, witches, skeletons, and more. Stock up
Minutes of enjoyment out of double A's.
Halloween candy, too. Walgreens has a wide selection of treats and goodies of all kinds. And it's time to order your holiday photo greeting cards. Put your favorite...
You know, I realize I'm missing another thing that I used to have as a child, and there's no, like, it's not like an old-timey, like, things were better when I was a kid sort of thing. Like, October hits and the Halloween decorations and stuff already half off.
Oh yeah, I feel like they got on the shelf half off.
We walk through Target and pick your fucking store. It doesn't matter. September is when like the Halloween decorations and shit hit full price, right? But like the shelves weren't even stocked all the way. They were still getting the shit. Mm-hmm. October 1, they go, move that shit, 30% off. October 5, 50% off. Like, you go to Fry's Food and Drug, Target, any place that sells Halloween gimmicky or schmaltzy shit, it's already marked down to clearance, and we are not even through the first third of the month. But I don't want to complain because I can buy a bunch of cool Halloween shit without hoping that it's there after the fact. But that's what I'm getting at. Typically, you'd have to wait until the day after Halloween for prices to get slashed. So you have to run into, like, Black Friday or whatever, the day after Christmas, so you're, like, trying to cash in those gift certificates, where you're trying to get to a Fry's, a Walmart, a Target to get that candy that's slashed in prices and the decorations, depending on where you are in life. But like now, it's like, don't even bother waiting.
Yeah,
like Thanksgiving isn't even a thought. Halloween is over before the 10th of October.
Yep. Christmas stuff's already getting pushed out.
Christmas stuff is fucking... You goddamn Christmas assholes.
I love Christmas, but I think it's too early.
Include a free marker pen. Treat yourself to savings this week at Walgreens.
1 hour photo, most locations.
Hold on to your seat, because it's that time of year. Time to say,
hey, hey, hey,
oh, God.
It's the Fat Albert Halloween special!
And the climax of the Fright Night festivities will be
waking up groggily in a bed you don't recognize with a man above you.
Yeah, you know who?
It's the Halloween scene with the Cosby Kids.
So don't miss the Fat Albert Halloween special right here.
Don't miss the fun today at 4 here on WDZL Channel 39.
Are you ready to get scared out of your wits?
Hello, Halloween.
But don't worry, it's a good...
Two things that the Garfield special has that I don't think anyone else will ever recreate that are actually like scary, or at least they got me when I was a kid. The first one's kind of weak when he's doing they're doing the song and dance where he's trying to get Odie to be on board and not be scared. He's talking about his nice scaredy cat, and he goes through like the 3 kids and like, but they're all monsters. Like one's an actual like Gargamel looking dude. There's like a fucking werewolf legs under one, and one's actually a ghost. Like, oh, that's kind of spooky. But then when they go see the old man in that abandoned pirate house, the cabin boy from 110 years ago, that shit knocked my dick in the dirt, guys. Fucking scary.
Good kind of scary with America's favorite fat cat.
I'm no scaredy cat.
It's funny scary on the Emmy-winning Garfield's Halloween Adventure. Then,
I mean, it was funny, scary, mostly scary, like Jesus.
a very spooky
Yeah,
special.
Lorenzo Music is... I mean, no shade against Bill Murray, but like Lorenzo Music, second to none.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
The guy just takes off with the boat.
He takes off in their boat. He's like,
see ya.
And it's like he sneaks out as they're getting away. Like Odie and Garfield are leaving, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to come with us?" And like he's not in the chair, so they go, "Oh well." So they go, and there he is in the boat.
Yep.
Like Garfield, one of the most selfish characters ever to be created, was like, hey, like, let's extend the olive branch and help out this obviously creepy and somewhat murderous old man. And like, you want to come too? And he's like, oh well, stole his fucking boat.
Yep.
They get it back though, in the candy and everything, but still.
That turns into a soft drink. Oh, it can happen this Halloween.
If you're a magician.
You give out McDonald's Halloween gift certificates. Kids take them to McDonald's and they get a McDonald's soft drink.
They got, at least we're beyond the point where like McDonald's was giving you garbage on top of your like cups that you could take off. Like those, if you're familiar, you know what I'm talking about, but if you're not, it was like the 60s or the 70s where like the McDonald's corporation decided to put like reflector plastic things on all their cups so that you could take them off the cups and like stick them all over your children so they could be like reflective.
Yeah.
Fucking up the already terrible costumes they had in the 60s and 70s. Like you're already the Hulk, like with that half plastic mask with a picture of the Hulk on a vinyl smock. And then you're going to have your parents give you the dignity, the disservice and like rob you of your dignity and be like, yeah, let's go ahead and put you in this McDonald's throwaway garbage. Like, yeah, we'll put a couple of fucking McNugget boxes on your head, too.
Perfect.
Jesus Christ.
The rug is kind of pulled under you. You think the guy's actually a ghost, but no, he's just taking the boat.
Yeah, he just takes the boat. And then he's like, and that's the thing, since they find the boat later, they go, oh, because the old guy just wanted to get away. He left the candy.
Yeah, you don't want the candy.
But he was so old. He was like 120.
A book of 20 Halloween gift certificates costs so
It was like 100 or 110 because it was like 100 years ago and he was 10 years old, or it was 90 years ago and he was 10. It's been like a week since I saw it, so the details are a little hazy.
And can turn into 20 regular soft drinks. It must be the magic of Halloween.
Regular isn't even a size anymore, you guys.
Nobody.
Halloween.
Walk in anywhere and ask for a regular soda.
Halloween's coming. What are you going to do about it?
His profile said he was 102.
Oh, you know, they lie on there. They lie. It's funny how, like, Hallmark Halloween commercials are kind of like the clean flicks to, like, the reality of Netflix. It's like everywhere else who sells Halloween stuff will, even if they're, like, not interested in it, they'll sort of still lean into the sexy element of Halloween. They'll have, like, a sexy lady in a costume. Hallmark is just, like, the cheesiest fucking shit where it's like, these are the type of people who don't exist save for sitcoms and, like, the worst of the worst type of situations. Like, they're toxic positivity and they're always like, happy Halloween. Like, they make you hate the things you love.
Right.
These guys fuck later.
Whether you do a little or a lot, be an original this Halloween and find yourself at Hallmark.
Hallmark has a way.
That guy was in everything, too. This character actor, holy shit. I don't know his name, but I've seen his face a zillion times.
And at participating Hallmark stores, get your hands on the spooky sounds tape, full of
Looks like it's 8-track.
creepy sounds and Halloween theme songs. $1.95 with any $5 Hallmark purchase. Only at participating Hallmark stores.
What if you walk in and just want the cassette? How much would that run you, do you think?
It's a scream.
Did I scare you? Well, if you really want to be frightened, call me at 1-900-909-3344. I'll
God.
tell you a different spooky story every day. When you
900 numbers. Like, this is marketed at children or, like, you know, horse head kick dads. Like, who would call and be like, yeah, I'm going to call a 900 number to get told a spooky story that would probably cost you like $1980s dollars when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable. I'd rather have Freddy Krueger call me a bitch for 45 solid seconds.
When you call, you'll find out how to get one of these gruesome little ruffy creatures. And part of your $2.35
Softworm
2-minute
fuzzies.
call will go to Special Olympics. So get your parents' permission and call me at 1-900-909-3344. Unless you're afraid of monsters, vampires, and ghosts.
How much money these 900 numbers in Halloween time raked in?
I mean, probably tons, because they can, you know, they'll say, ask your parents, but you know that kids like, you know, who among us didn't pick up the phone and dial 911 and then quickly hang up on someone, you know, whatever. Like, that's the thing, you can't trust kids, so it'd be like, yeah, make sure you, because like with toys, you go, ask your parents to buy you a Ninja Turtle or a G.I. Joe, and they can be like, fuck that shit, and then you're just stuck. Like, nobody had like a lock on their phone. Like no one had a phone under glass that could be used only in emergencies. So it would be like, yeah, I want to hear a funny, spooky or whatever get turned on.
Monday, it's Halloween bloopers with Elvira, a practical joke on the girls from Gimme a Break, and a trick-or-treat dance with the Three Stooges. Monday.
Another curly shuffle.
This little boy loved his babysitter
Then what happened?
to death. From the master storyteller of horror and suspense, John Carpenter's Halloween.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Donald Pleasance and Jamie Lee Curtis in a tale of terror that just won't die.
Just won't quit.
Halloween.
Monday at 8 on KPDX Fox 49.
So I have a question because I don't really know a lot about Michael Myers. So he supposedly he comes back from the dead?
So that's the thing.
Was he killed?
Multiple times. That's the thing I addressed earlier. There is no like lore, because depending on what you want to take as gospel or canonical, he was just a murderous shape. Like in the first movie, he's credited as the shape.
Oh.
At one point, he is Laurie Strode's sister. At one point, he is he plays some figure in like the Cult of the Thorn. He is killed multiple times. He has a switcheroo where like he switches places with an EMT and an ambulance. Like that's the thing though. There's no. So you say, did Michael Myers ever? There's like a 50% chance he did or didn't. And there's as many opinions out there as people exist. Because you go like, well, what about the Halloween reboots and this and that? And like, because he's not supposed to talk, but he does in one of the movies, one of the Rob Zombie ones. You know, he was fighting fucking Buster Rhymes at some point. So to be like, you know, at least Jason Voorhees never had to suffer that indignity. Like, he got turned into a futuristic space cyborg with nanotechnology, but he never had to like kung fu battle fucking Buster Rhymes in a burning house. Jesus.
In the first movie, Michael Myers was sent away to a mental hospital at age 6. 15 years later, he breaks out. That's okay. That's what I felt like I knew, but the way that the different movies say it, like he's back from the dead or he's back
because he's
more,
always like in the first one he blows up. Like it, or maybe not in the first one, maybe it was the second one he blows up, but he dies as many times as Freddy and as many times as Jason. It's just there's no corner you can't write yourself out of because you go like, I need money.
Right.
Like all they needed to do from like, because Jason's final movie was 4, hypothetically. Then 5 comes along. It's the slow kid who like the slow fat kid who loves chocolates like dad, who comes back to like kill people for revenge, and people got pissed. So in the 6th one, then the 6th one, Tommy Jarvis, played by a completely different person, that's like just gets a wild hair up his ass and runs out to the graveyard where he's buried to like stab him a whole bunch, and he's brought back to life by lightning, a la Frankenstein. So it's, and then when he goes to hell, I mean, he literally gets pulled to hell by Freddy Krueger, and then he's in space.
Doesn't he go to New York too?
He goes to New York too, but that's like neither here nor there. Like he just shows up. Like it's fucking crazy.
In the first movie, he was shot 6 times, falls off a balcony and disappears. He blows up in the second movie, but is somehow revealed to be alive in 4.
Right, because 3 was the departure. So like with Friday the 13th, 5 was the departure because it wasn't Jason, it was some other dude. And Halloween, it was 3, Season of the Witch, which I personally enjoyed because it had Tom Atkins or whatever his name was. Fucking awesome. But like, that's the thing, man. Like you just have to, you can't get serious about slasher movies because it's fucking crazy. Friday the 13th part, whatever. Jason opens a meat hall.
Isn't that 14?
20...
No,
double
24?
X?
24.
24? No, because then...
Yeah.
9, 21,
I before
20.
V is 4, right?
I don't know, man. Yeah, Rocky 5 plus Rocky 2 equals Rocky 7, Adrian's Revenge. That's all I know, right?
Yeah.
Good times. Halloween was a special time.
Then he got spooky
until he
somehow.
came back for more.
That's definitely not Michael Myers. Nor, like, this is a local fucking commercial shot for, like, someone at the station had to do this.
This is like a white-faced Blue Man Group.
Silver?
Mask.
Yeah, Tom Yabo's got it. Silver Shamrock.
Tom Yabo.
I told you this isn't a man.
Monday,
It's a wizard
October
from
21st
Ireland.
at 8.
You
TV
got a
50
piece of
presents the
Stonehenge.
broadcast television premiere of Halloween 2.
Still, Tom Atkins. Holy fuck. He's still alive. He just turned 88. Night of the Creeps. Fucking baller horror movie. I mean, if you like that kind of shit. Oh, yeah,
Michael's
one of the
back,
Green Ninjas masks.
and there's no
You think he's Rocky or Tum Tum?
place to hide.
He's not Colt.
Quarterback Art Schweitzer and conference co-leading Ohio State battle
Football.
the Boilermakers of Purdue in a Big Ten
It's
column.
spooky as
Plus
hell.
Other regional confrontations, then haunting national action as undefeated.
John Astin is still alive? No fucking way. That's crazy. And I'm happy to hear that. He's like the Dick Van Dyke of spooky. John Astin was Gomez from the original.
Oh, okay.
Penn State, the
Got
number
it.
one team
Okay,
in the
I
nation,
couldn't place
attacks
his name.
Miami, a bewitching
Yeah, Colt.
brew.
He's the
Saturday
Colt.
on
He's
ABC.
I don't know about Colt.
I'm Dr. Rat. I want you to...
Right? Raul Julia, was it 30 years ago? That's so depressing. Raul Julia, now, with the benefit of hindsight, we've had so many people play Gomez. We can now say the good ones and the bad ones, or the good ones and the not ones. John Astin, Raul Julia fucking nailed it. It's so sad that Raul Julia's gone, but I'm glad we still have John Astin. I fucking love that guy.
I want you to meet Michael. He's a
He's
member of the
outlived
Rat
the
Squad
kids
Hall of Fame.
from the
Last
Addams
year,
Family.
he saw the Rat
Good.
Squad in his school and became...
I think John Astin is like the spooky Dick Van Dyke. Like the comedy, like the spooky, version of like, you know what I mean? John Astin didn't get to the same heights, but like, one of my favorites still.
Mansion at Long Branch is a living, breathing nightmare of more than 30 incredible rooms, each with its own very special surprise.
Is it a sleep room?
Wander through its myriad of secret passageways and winding labyrinths. Discover the graveyard of the living dead
Watch out for the people in the registry.
and its unimagined terror. There's Renfield and his spiders, the Prince of Darkness, Count Dracula, and many more.
Oh, I was going to make out with Renfield.
At the haunted mansion at Long Branch, it's waiting for you.
Joyzy.
Next to mine.
They've got everyone from Renfield to Dracula. So you got two characters from one book?
Big Kitty, I adore the big taste of chocolate in this little.
Oh, yeah, he was the Riddler for one episode. That was a fucking good one, too, man. Like, that's the thing. John Astin was one of those, obviously not a leading man, so everybody just call him a character actor, but he's one of those guys where, like, he's got a face and a, repertoire of mannerisms where, like, he's never not John Astin, you know what I mean? That is Mrs. Doubtfire. That's Abuelita, the Mexican chocolate coffee drink.
This little Hershey's Kiss. Quiet, Woodrow.
For the big taste you can't resist, it's the big taste of chocolate and a little Hershey's Kiss.
That's my big friend. I love the big taste of chocolate in this little Hershey's
No homo, right, guys? No, totally homo. These guys are lovers.
Hershey's Kisses.
No shade. Yeah. But sometimes when you can't find the right person, you got to make them out of multiple others.
The little kiss with the big taste.
Imagine Frankenstein spent a little extra time when he was out dong shopping. Hey, look at Joe Piscopo from Dead Heat. His fucking mullet. The rigor mortis boner. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is literally
Awesome.
I guess I forget
movie.
because like what's the sex guy's name? Dr. Frankenfurter makes what's his name? Rocky?
Rocky, yeah.
But like that's the thing, like Rocky feels just like Dr. Frankenfurter found like a super fresh hot gay dude and brought it back to life because there's no stitches, there's no nothing. Like Dr. Frankenstein had to find a bunch of body parts. He had to go dong shopping. He only wanted the freshest wiener.
on Halloween.
Oh yeah, Rocky was also the Ken Brinkman decoy.
Oh snap! I bet that's where they decided on that name.
Right? Yeah, definitely. It's like, he never wastes a load of life-giving Dr. Frankenfurter juice. Oh, what's up, Big Sam? Out of my way.
Hey.
I got here late. Question for the guest. Have you ever dressed as Popeye for Halloween? Who's the guest? Me? Who? Ryan? Krista? Oh, boy. I never waste a load of electricity.
Ryan was on last week's show. Are you watching the old live?
That happens a lot. Dr. Scott, Janet, Brad. Yeah.
I guess that's me. And yes, I am.
Oh no, yeah. Sorry, Ryan gave us the
commercials.
The commercials. Like he supplied me with this, so I always like to stick him in the thumbnail whenever he supplies us with the content.
Creatures are lurking in the night.
But you better believe he's got a fucking Popeye costume. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Face, mummy face too. Oh, face.
Mummy face is racist.
What a frightful sight. Yes, Mom, this Halloween your kids can have fun creating their own scary disguise with kooky spooks made.
What's up with that fucking face? Oh, God. It's like if Horse Kick Head Dad was the Punisher. He's like, I gotta avenge my dead kids.
Smear it on. When the makeup dries, it cracks to make them look really old and ghoulish. Add in the sheet and the costume's complete. Kooky spooks makeup.
I'm sure you own a white sheet because we all did in the 80s.
Six frightening disguises to choose from.
Trick or treat.
Don't you get tricked.
But you'll definitely be bored. Shots fired.
Rude.
Get ready for the adventure and excitement in the Peanuts classic. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Next.
Yeah, nothing spookier than like hillbilly teeth. Whose teeth do those look like? There's a cartoon character who had fucking teeth that were all crazy like that. And I feel like it was time appropriate
there should be
too.
some wildlife around here.
These motherfuckers. The fry.
What is the
fries?
sock?
Huh?
What's the sock one?
This?
Yeah.
That's a drink, not a sock. It's a straw here.
Oh, I can't see. It's all blurry from this. Yeah, okay.
They don't sell socks at McDonald's.
It just looks like a sock puppet. So
this guy's Gary Busey.
It's
right
Gary
here. This is
Busey.
Gary Busey. We got the small fry. He's not the fry guy because the fry guys exist. So we have the fries, the nuggets, Gary Busey.
Happy Meal guys.
The hee-haw donkey. Yes, thank you, FDO.
And they aren't lying.
No, it's like a fucking Looney Tunes character. I feel had like one of their teeth was like had an angle in it. I feel. But like a minor character, obviously.
What do you put in your McDonald's Halloween pumpkins?
Candy?
Boo, matey. Carrot.
You're not gonna fit enough booty in that bucket for me.
Timid goblin. Golden pumpkin, partner.
Now you can collect one of 3 different pumpkins with the purchase of every McDonald's Halloween pumpkin Happy Meal.
Boo,
What you put in them is up to you.
Jack. Off.
You're searching for a monster who's hard to find. But here's a hint. He's one of a kind.
Are those the Mad Magazine / Mad TV characters?
Try our new Busey meal. It comes with cocaine and malt liquor.
I'll take 1 kid's meal, 1 big kid's meal, and 1 Busey meal. Yeah, it comes with a 40 of Colt 45.
You gotta say, hey, McBoo.
You reckon Mayor McCheese will be reelected this November? God, I hope so. Since he dipped out of the public eye, he's been doing a lot of, not for nothing. I realize everybody's like, oh, politicians, if they're talking, they're lying. But Mayor McCheese, I feel like, is on the up and up.
Be the very first to find the fiend and then give him a whack and start all over again.
I can't believe this fucking concept still exists. Like, my kid owns multiple games where you're either slapping something with a hand or with a suction cup on a dinosaur or whatever, and you're just doing this exact thing. I can't fucking believe it.
Monster Mash.
Well, yeah.
It's a wacky smash.
At least he's
Monster
learning
Mash.
sight words. This is just making a monster.
I'm not touting the merits or the detractions thereof. I'm just saying I can't believe this concept still exists.
I don't remember that game.
Smoke some monster hashes, Tom Yabo.
Morning, Billy looks like
Mr. Yabo.
Mr. Yabo says, I like to smoke some monster hash. You know, God bless you. If your tolerance can handle it.
But as the moon
Happy
rose...
Valentine. You know, monsters getting together, enjoying each other's company. You played the wrong song again, didn't you?
He turned into a werewolf.
Pause. We ain't just eggs, motherfuckers.
Makeup kits. His friends...
Easter's one thing. Jesus is pretty scary, but now we got makeup.
A ghost. Pa's makeup.
Look at that white.
They missed the opportunity to have like an egg.
Makeup is safer than mask. It never blocks vision, and it's hypoallergenic too. So watch your kids turn into the creatures
Slowly.
they really
Nope, quicker.
are with new Pa's Halloween makeup kits.
Halloween's a perfect time for baking
There's no way this is the fucking 80s.
cookies. Just roll out Pillsbury sugar cookies, cut, bake, and decorate.
Ryan, you'll know this, or you can at least look it up. When did fucking cookies in tubes come out, or cookie dough in tubes? I feel like I was old enough to have an allowance, but too young to like get it myself, like with a car. So it must have been like mid-90s.
Then feed them to your goblins. So much fun there. Scary.
See me, everyone knows what time of year it is.
Yeah, they turned away from Jesus. They turned towards Sam Hain for the money.
It's Halloween. This Halloween, make sure adults see you coming with shiny, bright yellow Halloween.
Ruin your costume with shitty Halloween bags. Cover yourself in tinfoil and sparkly glitter. You know, fuck the aesthetic you've been meticulously cultivating. Should that be you?
And those
Safety
like
bags
flashing
from Pizza
lights.
Hut and 28 will give PTFTV. And be careful trick-or-treating this Halloween. Tell your parents where you're going.
Make sure you
and
go out at 4 p.m.
Tell your parents where you're going. Around? Hey, Mom, it's 1988 and you're smoking indoors and there's 3 fingers of Jack in that glass. We're going trick-or-treating. I don't give a fuck. Sanford and Son is on. Where are you going? The neighborhood? Whatever. She just gets 20% of your fucking Snickers at the end of the night.
Who's going with you? Before you go out, you can pick
It's
up
like
a
it goes
free
as far
Halloween.
back as the 1950s. Tubed cookies.
Holy shit. But that commercial was definitely not from the 80s. Really? But when did it get popular? Like, I'm willing to, like, that's the thing. I'm willing to accept that some things existed before they were popular, but, like, they hit big in the 90s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to the rich fucking neighborhoods, bitch. Like, that's where we always went. You went to the house where you knew there was going to be full bars. Like, 2 things that cell phones and Halloween have in common. I'm always looking for full bars, bitch.
The neighborhood that we lived in when I was actively trick-or-treating, like...
Inactively is when I was trick-or-treating.
The good ages, not like when I was like, had to be carried around. Like when I walked around and like I said, I'd go to my 5th grade teacher's house who had the full bars, but then 2 houses down was the allegedly turned into becoming a meth house, and they would just hand out the shitty toys, like the dentist toys. They were the ones that did the dentist toys, but you felt really awkward skipping that house, so we would always go to every single house and not skip any of them.
I would skip that shit. Like,
we didn't know it was a meth house until way later.
What would, like, either producing or consuming meth, like, why would that have a bearing on the things that you buy? Like, were the toys cheaper? Like, you need that for the cough medicine or whatever?
Halloween safety bag. Come to any participating Pizza
Here
Hut
in Canada,
restaurant.
everyone who goes out trick-or-treating has to ruin their costume by wearing a jacket over it. Also, back in the day, everyone used to go out trick-or-treating without parental supervision, and it would go on for hours.
So you're old enough for that to be a thing. I'm too young for that to be a thing for me. But, like, it's a generational thing. There must be, like, a fine razor's edge at which some point parents go, you know what? Kids, you shouldn't go out on your own anymore, and I'm going to stop putting out my cigarettes on your brother's head. But that being said, this is exactly how Pizza Hut restaurants look today. Like, there's the one I know of that still exists looks exactly like this. And God bless all the poor people who have to, like, take up the lease at, like, when a Pizza Hut franchise goes out of business and they go, hey, for rent. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't sell pizza, who's going to rent that shit? It looks like a fucking pizza place. Razor's edge in your apple.
Nowadays, it's like a brief 45-minute thing where a few kids show up heavily supervised. Yeah, that's how it is now.
Like, it felt like a very predictable pattern. At least back in the old days, because like I was old by the time the old days were still around. But like, it just felt like the early hours, everybody was out who was supposed to be out, like all the kids and all the parents. And it wasn't until like, I don't know, 9:30 when all the younger kids would sort of float away, like the older kids would get a little braver.
Yeah.
Because I remember handing out candy at my front door and seeing that arc year after year. From when the doorbell rang to about rang first rather, till about 9:30 would be like kids and parents of varying ages, but typically acceptable. 9:30, 10 o'clock, it's like the kids who are between 13
in a sweatshirt
and 15.
Yeah.
And they've got because I remember like opening the door to like 3 kids as tall as I was, kids. And I go, whatever. And I would just throw a handful of candy because like all the little kids were gone. They had already blown their wad, like excitement wise. So I didn't mind giving candy to like the old kids who were just trying to milk whatever goodwill that was left out there. I was fine with that. Oh, what did you use? Pillowcases. If you were smart, you would use a pillowcase because they were sturdy and they would hold
and pretty big,
dozens of pounds. Like your trick-or-treat bags you get for free, or your fucking jack-o'-lantern pumpkin pails and all that. The smart kids had pillowcases. Too young to know about the pillowcase? You had a little bucket that was cute. If you knew your shit, you had a pillowcase.
I feel like we have to give our kid a pillowcase.
Only for my benefit. Like he's too young to care, but for me.
Right. He won't need it.
The Halloween safety bag is free from your friends at Pizza Hut and
Did you guys ever have a
WPTF-TV.
neighborhood that just went all out for Halloween? I didn't. Not that I can think of.
I wouldn't say they went all out, but when like in my elementary to middle school years, we lived in a place that wasn't like an HOA or anything, but like all the neighbors, like it was a pretty upscale middle class neighborhood. And yeah, there were definitely enough places around where I didn't feel like the Halloween season was letting me down. Because our house, like me and my dad and my brother, we would make our front porch a haunted house. And I would stick around for a lot of that, or a little bit of that, before I went out to get my own candy. Or like when I'd come back, I'd come and work it. But like there were enough people dedicated enough to the holiday where it wasn't just like lights out by 8, but like there was enough like actual, you know, like low budget family run haunted houses, or people would turn out the lights and do like they would do it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not everybody's that lucky. And maybe that's why some people like Christmas over Halloween. Those poor fucking losers. Oh, hell yeah. The first night, you dump all the shit out, you eat the Primo candy so you know that wouldn't get stolen by like a sibling or a parent.
Problems, there's ghouls, there's pirates at that. Halloween's coming, the trick-or-treaters are out. But look at that witch on Halloween night. She's the first one.
Okay, I can't think of his name. Boris Karloff. Yeah, Boris Karloff. I was thinking Bela Lugosi. Boris Karloff is another one of those voices where, like, you can't imagine him going like, Pokemon, like, oh, it's me, Horabana. Like,
one with a blinking pumpkin light.
Candy.
Pumpkin light flashes. So
Sesame seed bar things.
there.
Oh, what were those called?
that was one of those things, like, you would never know the name, but it was definitely, I remember seeing them for sure. It was like just, it was functionally probably just like 2 layers of like sesame seeds and honey in between like a middle layer of something that was darker in color, either brown or black. Those were one of those ones where like I got circus peanuts once on a holiday. I got those black and orange peanut butter candies all the fucking time. But those sesame seed ones were like once every 3 years sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, the jelly in the tubes? Ugh. Oh, yeah. Fucking gross.
Alan's molasses kisses were the all-time worst.
Molasses kisses?
And pumpkin light safer for a spooky pumpkin, too. Just pop it right in and watch your pumpkin go boo.
I'm serious. Where were you, Baked Salmon, earlier? Fucking, I was like, I hate circus peanuts. Everybody shouted me down because they all were lacking taste buds.
Well, and so here's the thing. Baked Salmon, I need your opinion because David, like, yelled at me about it last episode. He was like, circus peanuts are not a Halloween candy. They're an all-the-time candy.
Like,
I've only ever seen them at Halloween.
Circus peanuts I always saw like at carnivals, either school or legitimate. Like when we went to the circus a few times, I saw circus peanuts there. Circus peanuts ended up in my fucking candy bag on Halloween once. That's so it might just be a regional thing or something, because like here in the Southwest, we all knew that they were bad, and we left it to you fuck squatches out in the East who were like, oh yeah, banana flavored peanuts.
Waiting
Big
for
Salmon
you.
agrees.
Available at Pathmark, Genovese, and Rickles Home Centers.
Go to Rickle. Oh God.
I like Kudos bars better.
Oh, Kudos was trash compared to Quaker Oats granola.
Hell to the no. I like Kudos bars. They had
Kudos is full
M&Ms
of
in them.
disgusting chunks of almonds. Make your teeth feel all waxy. What color were those peanuts? Flesh tone? Yeah, it was definitely like the flesh color or like the skin tone you'd see in like a Crayola box.
The perfect treat.
But yeah, when I think of a delicious snack, I think of like a marshmallowy peanut that tastes like a fucking artificial banana.
Yeah, it's gross.
Like, if I were to make the perfect dessert to feed to my worst enemy, I wouldn't have to put any thought. It exists.
It's a night of spooky surprises.
PB Crisps. I remember PB Crisps. But Jesus, what a short shelf life they had. Like my beloved Crunchabungas. I remember them being there, and then like within a blink of an eye, they were gone.
For America's favorite fat cat, don't bat your eyes. Garfield's Halloween Adventure will have you shaking in your boots Monday.
Get ready to be scared Monday.
Hallmark.
Is every copy of this commercial just trash audio?
Yeah.
Come on, Hallmark, step it up in the 90s, possibly. Yeah, just if you listen and if you're wearing headphones, in your right ear, it sounds like what those screens in the Matrix, like the screens in the Matrix with the green lines, look like how this sounds in this ear.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, 1 and 2. That'd be a fucking note.
Make your Halloween.
It's just like Joey Pants being like, blonde, brunette, redhead.
Rayovac, Burger King, and Channel 47 want kids to have a bright and safe Halloween.
Very bright.
Once again this year, Rayovac is providing
Parents ruining shit by making it too bright since forever.
free personal kid-sized flashlights for use when trick-or-treating Halloween.
I remember the Brox Rocks. I'm not a fan. That's why they went by the wayside, because not very many people were.
Night. These flashlights will light the way to safer routes.
I know that. Okay, yeah.
And but like they're one of those old timey candy companies like Necco.
They make a hard candy for sure too.
To get your flashlight, just
they
come
were
to any
dinosaur eggs.
Madison
Another gimmicky like rocker dinosaur eggs, all that good
Burger
shit.
King on October 30th and ask for one. No purchase is necessary, and Burger King will give you a special treat bag and a coupon good for the soft drink of your choice. But the supply is limited, so get to Burger.
You get to choose what soft drink you want. You want Sprite? Cool. Coke? That's great. High C? I'll allow it.
Burger King early. And remember, be safe this Halloween.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, 348.
In the fucking commercial, that's like, well, the sun is still 3 feet above the horizon. Let's go trick-or-treating.
A light-colored
Well, like now, here.
My parents wouldn't let us even get near the door until the sun was halfway below the horizon. Even then, we couldn't go outside.
I don't know what's right anymore, because living in this neighborhood, when Halloween comes, I see kids walking around and it's still bright as hell out. But then if you get too dark, then everyone turns their lights off.
That's the, price of participation may vary, because here in the Southwest, Mormons are a thing, and so like, if Halloween ever fell on a Sunday, all the Mormons would be out on Saturday. You just had to sort of deal with that.
Oh, really?
And yeah. And because I remember that happening many times. It's like Halloween would fall on a Sunday, and all the Mormon kids would get in their costumes and roll around Saturday because it was a no-go on Sunday.
Huh.
But that was just one of those things. Just to address baked salmon, they had dino eggs, they had gummy bears, anything you could stick in an oatmeal, like gummy-wise, they would do it.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
costumes, be extra careful
So
crossing
now,
streets, and
this
ask
will
your
would
parents
be our
to check
first
your
year that
treats
we're bringing
for any
Elliot
unwrapped
out
ones, just to be
trick or treating. I don't know what time to even do it.
You do it when it's like dusk. I feel like that should never, ever fucking change. Wherever you are in the world on Halloween, when the sun is at most a quarter above the horizon is the earliest you can go out.
So
the
his
latest
bedtime.
is when the sun is immediately below and you got to get out there. Because then you're just losing time.
Right.
The clock starts ticking like at dusk. You have to be fucking crepuscular on Halloween. You can't just wait until the middle of the night. You got to go when the going is good. And even if you're a little early, fuck you. Give me my fucking candy. That's what the fuck I'm about. Riboflavin. Jesus Christ. So much riboflavin back in the day.
You're right, FTO. Like these communities trying to dictate the time when kids can go out. Halloween is held 5 to 7.
No, fuck you. You want to fucking shut all the doors at 7 and get ready for me knocking on your door until I get a fucking Snickers out of your ass.
Burger King just for the asking.
They haven't done that in our community yet, but they do tell you when you can start decorating.
At the Madison Burger King near you. And happy Halloween from Rayovac, Burger King, and Channel 47.
3 great institutions.
So, who's up for a little trick-or-treating? It's gonna be fun. Let the
Cut it out. And P.S. Not only did Lorenzo Music play Peter Venkman, but there was a period when Dave Coulier, cut it out. Uncle Joey himself played Peter Venkman.
Spirits move you with Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters Halloween special. Next.
4 to 7. 4? The fuck?
The kid's barely out of school by then here.
Let me ask you this, FTO. So it was like the Real Ghostbusters, and then like the gimmick that they pushed toward the end of its life was like Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters. And the reason I ask is because it probably felt gimmicky and no one liked it, but one of my favorite episodes was a Slimer-centric episode that reminded me of a Ninja Turtles adventure where Donatello gets like this magic, or Donatello meets an artist who has this magic crystal he ties to a pencil, and everything he draws becomes real.
Like Harold and the Magic Purple Crayon, or the Purple Crayon, or whatever.
Kind of, but Slimer had a pencil that like he could draw anything and it would be real. So like he draws a bunch of food and eats it, but there's like a hair hanging out of his mouth and he pulls it all out. And it was in the comics, but it was also in like the kids' books too. Like I had a series of children's books, so I'm sure that story was used a million times. But I love that concept because like the Slimer one, it was just Slimer for the whole episode, but like he draws a carnival to go to, and like I love that shit. It's like the click phenomenon. Anytime you can like mess with reality via some old-timey bullshit like a pencil, I fucking love it.
Frankenstein, something incredible.
I still can't believe they made or are making a Harold and the Purple Crayon movie.
There's no such thing as a bad idea when it comes to a movie.
But
Joker Folly Do happened.
But like if I saw and understood the trailer correctly when I briefly saw it, it was an adult.
Well, of
as
course,
Harold.
because it's aimed at people who were kids 20 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know
Harold
how I
the
feel
Purple
about that.
Crayon isn't like a big money maker today, I'd imagine. But like they're banking on the nostalgia.
Pure milk chocolate and
Have
delicious
you ever
peanut butter.
played Comics Zone? Yeah, that's a Sega Genesis game.
I have. I was never like a huge fan of it, but the gimmick was fun.
Unfortunately, no one would listen. And so the world would have to wait for the two together in Reese's peanut butter cups.
Best candy.
Best cup ever.
Some people
This bitch brought a fucking jar of peanut butter to the movies.
love chocolate, but the taste they make when you put them together.
Oh, that movie came and went already? Made 24 million on a 90 million budget.
What was the movie?
Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Oh. Yeah, I feel like it was that same actor who played the Shazam character.
Oh.
Zachary something. Anyway, what's up, Brick Newton?
Hey, Brick.
On its own. Reese's peanut butter cup.
So, FDO, that's the thing. I feel like maybe you're touching upon that because we've seen this commercial before and I complained about his color. Maybe that's it. I feel like Frankenstein's monster is like a generic concept. However, Universal probably has the market or not the market, but like the copyright for a certain look. So that's probably why he had to go pink instead of green. Because you think Universal Monster, classic monster, Frankenstein, flathead, crew cut, bolts, the whole nine. If you give him like kind of a bumpy head, make him pink, you can go plausible deniability, I guess.
Zachary Levi.
Exactly. That's the reason why when Christopher Lee played Frankenstein's monster, he was like flesh toned, but like, I don't know. First impressions are typically the strongest, so it's hard to look at a Frankenstein's monster with a round top head and like flesh tones.
Has anybody in the chat seen Gary Busey? No, the Imaginary Friends movie. If so, type a one in the chat and tell me if you liked it.
Two great tastes in one candy bar. We say peanut butter cups.
Two great tastes in one candy bar. So like we're all familiar with chocolate bars. Like, when was the last time you bought just like a straight up peanut butter bar? Two great tastes. Oh, so you got like the chocolate of Hershey's and the peanut butter of.
6.75 out of 10. I want to see it because I also love what's his face.
Isn't it DreamWorks? Is it DreamWorks or Illumination?
What, the If movie?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Ryan Reynolds, right?
Because Illumination is like the Minions company. I feel like they have a very specific
Crisp
look.
fries and a fresh baked biscuit. Roy Rogers' big chicken deal, just $1.99.
Don't you even think about it.
Maxwell, right?
Watch out for it. It started to happen again.
A Payday, says Tom Yabo.
What about it?
A peanut butter bar. But isn't there chocolate around a Payday?
No,
or no?
Payday has like caramel and there's nougat.
Right, there's other things in a Payday.
Yeah, like Payday is like peanuts. I'm talking about like, because it's two great tastes. Like, you just have like a bar of congealed peanut butter. It doesn't exist.
No.
P.S. Here is, speaking of the lineages of horror movies, here's the Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which is unbeknownst to like the director and a bunch of other people involved, like a metaphor for like coming out as gay.
I'm in trouble. You've had some scary dreams, okay?
Or like it's some homoerotic thing where like I like watching it the first time I was like, all right, this is weird. It's not like the first movie at all, but whatever. And like when I heard that like theory of like this is a story about a man grappling with his homosexuality, it kind of fits. And the director's like, I had no idea, but the writer was gay. The lead actor was not openly gay because it was the 80s, but he was gay. Like everything was there for it.
Help! Daddy can't help you now.
Ready.
Payday was never sold in Canada, but weed was legalized.
When weed was legalized, they imported a small amount of them and marketed them as 425 bars. It was brilliant. Oh, that is kind of funny. I liked Paydays. Outside of a Reese's, because they're not a candy bar to me. They're not.
They're a cup.
It's a peanut butter cup. But the not Paydays. Damn it. 100,000 grand? 100 grand.
100 grand.
I like those a lot. Like, I would go for those.
I would always confuse Payday and Baby Ruth's. Because Payday is the one that's like coated in chocolate, and Baby Ruth was like.
Baby Ruth was coated in chocolate without.
Baby Ruth was?
Yes.
Okay,
Baby Ruth had chocolate.
I always confuse the two. But like the one that was like sans chocolate, it was just like a salty, literal assault on your senses was the Payday. Where you bite it and you go, Jesus Christ. Like you had to really work past the salt of the peanuts to get to the caramel and the nougat on the center. And you go, geez.
Yeah, Ryan says they have chocolate Paydays sometimes, but it's basically a Baby Ruth with no nougat.
Right.
But the Baby Ruths are the ones that have chocolate on them. If I remember.
Crazy guys.
Ready is back.
It's like the Almond Joy and the fucking Mounds. Why do the not black? Why do dark chocolate one and milk chocolate on the other? What are we doing here?
I agree with that.
On Elm Street.
FEO, I have a question for you. How did you eat the Three Musketeers bar when you were a kid? It's an important question.
I fail to see how, because it's literally just like fluffy whipped chocolate
and
nougat.
There is.
With my teeth.
I want to know how.
Like how?
Well, damn it!
Like it's not a frozen Snickers where you can like bite off the caramel and peanut section, leaving the nougat behind. Like, what do you like? It's not how to eat your Reese's. It's a fucking Milky Way. It's 2 ingredients.
I used to eat the Three Musketeers bars. I used to eat all the chocolate around the perimeter of the whole bar and then eat the chocolate on the top and then eat the rest of it.
Yeah, because you're insane. No one else will do that because Three Musketeers never had any like bizarre eating challenges associated with it. That was just your mental faculties going haywire.
I also separate my M&Ms by color.
Yeah, FDO says, nah, I was normal. And I agree. Jesus Christ.
Visitor, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 2.
Somewhat.
Freddy's Revenge. Rated R.
Originally
From
called
New
that
Line
because
Cinema.
they were
Now
3
showing
separate
at a
pieces,
theater
chocolate,
near-
vanilla, and strawberry. Three Musketeers bars.
Yeah, because everybody loves Neapolitan, right? Simpsons taught us that. Google clusters, get that shit out of here,
What is
Tom
that?
Yellow. Fucking Goo clusters. What's
Hallmark
happening, Julia?
presents Halloween as you've never seen it before. Hallmark's Boo Bazaar, where
There's nothing sexy about Halloween, so don't ask. That's Hallmark.
actual costume accessories create a spectacle beyond belief.
I mean, not for nothing. I mean, I was kind of joking, but look at how quick that shot of the Halloween boxers was compared to all the other shots. Less than a second versus like a second and a half of the other shit.
Yeah.
What's wrong with boners, Hallmark?
I don't know what a Goo cluster or a bun bar are.
I don't know what a bun bar is, but a Google cluster is one of those things I always associated with like old-timey candies because I go, who the fuck wants this?
Try on glowing terror.
You know, not to throw shade at Tom Yabo because you like what you like. Some people, some backwards-ass, disgusting chuds will even eat a zero bar.
Shake in
Do you guys get crunching bars? Crunching bars?
Chocolate covered honeycomb toffee.
That feels like the description feels a little bit like Toblerone, but I know that's not it, so no.
your shorts. Everything to let the
Crunchy
cool times
bars.
roll
Crunchy
is at
bars.
Hallmark's Boo Bazaar.
Now playing in a store near you.
I'm frightened.
But Brick's not from.
It was a Halloween party where
Brick's not from
fantasies
Canada.
No, sorry, that's Steve Yabo.
come true. I put on Showtime makeup and did a dance or two. The boys and ghouls were hanging out.
Just think of the disgusting sex party that broke out after this commercial, like finished the rap, like that's a rap, and it's like,
Like
What kind of
elephants,
sick fuck
tigers
eats a
too.
zero?
My Showtime
seriously.
face was all in place. Then, Rock Angel, I saw you.
It's not me, Julia. It's
The adult.
Who can't help is weird. Yeah, their shit from the 80s is fucking bonkers, like Dress to Kill.
Halloween
Brick Newton just outed
Showtime is
himself as a Canadian.
hypoallergenic. More comfortable than masks, more fun too.
You know you are my
More comfortable than a mask.
fantasy.
Yeah,
But
Brick, I don't think he's
to you.
either of
Make up
those
a
because I
Halloween fantasy
seriously
with
know
Showtime.
where Brick is.
It's like-
Yes.
That's the thing. You can either be a Canadian, you can be a Brit, the hidden third option, Australian. The thing no one ever thinks about, the fucking Kiwis.
Oh, you're the one I need to get a hold of. Send me a kiwi, Brick.
Comes a tale you'll never forget. Silver Bullet. Halloween night at
Hell yeah. Oh, you're missing it. This is a Gary Busey movie.
Oh,
8 on Movie
my
32.
A disabled kid in a wheelchair teams up with Gary Busey to fight a fucking werewolf. Was that Corey Haim, by the way?
Why
PS?
haven't we watched that if it's a Halloween movie?
Now a small-town newspaper man gets his first big
Your
assignment.
chance, Gary
a
Busey. Yeah, but they
haunted
didn't show him. Did I miss him? Did they show him?
No.
Oh.
They barely showed the kid.
house. Don Knotts stars in this funny, spooky Halloween classic. The
The Chris Hansen To Catch Your Predator special.
Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
There's Corey Haim. Your chance here.
Oh, it's Corey Haim. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Last year, one of everyone's favorite candies appeared in a Halloween-sized pack.
Look, there's the fucking parrot. Even when they show up, they come in a bathrobe and they don't walk up to the door. Like, both of those kids can be whisked away. And P.S., not for nothing, like, it's the 80s and it's multicultural. Like, this is me in the 80s. Like, I had a black friend, but very few other white kids I hung out with had a black friend.
No, I did miss him when the werewolf busted through the wall.
Is this
Says FDO.
Oh, in the
Silver Bullet.
Yeah, in the Silver Bullet. Yeah, we own that movie. I've got it on DVD.
Well, why have we never watched it? If my favorite
have,
person's,
we have
I have
fucking
never watched that
it.
movie with you.
I guarantee, because Ben is the one who bought me that movie, and we all watched it together.
See, I told ya.
That was a long time ago.
Telling
Then.
ghost stories in the Fun Fruits jungle.
The laughing trees, guys. Holy shit. These laughing trees were one of the favorite things I ever saw on TV. My favorite.
Often hoping
We even did one of our wives the laughing tree.
I've got a boner for you, kids. Skeletal
And that's
predator.
how we discovered your Fun Fruit Spooky Fruit. With skulls, ghosts, and monsters. And Fun Fruit Space
Had to take a break from the jet planes, sharks, and helicopters.
shapes with aliens, astronauts, and spaceships.
That's like one of the mole
Fruit snacks from Sunkissed Fun Fruits.
Give me 5.
New Fun Fruit Space Shapes and
I was worried that they were space shapes. There they are. I was worried the trees wouldn't laugh.
Spooky Fruit.
Spooky Fruit. Mickey, bye.
Kiss nailed it with the fruit snacks, man.
Gee, I'll have to decide.
Oh, hell yeah, Brick. Like, ads were intense. Like, the 90s were in your face with colors and shapes. Like, things were more cinematic in the 90s, like, or in the 80s too, rather. Like, there was still a little bit of like showmanship and flair. Like even just in this one scene, like the amount of shadow, the contrast, the lighting, like everything is as it should be. Like it's not just like a flat, you know, it's not two old people sitting in bathtubs like hoping that the pills kick in for the boner. Like this was a whole set that had to be lit, and like there's old meters and stuff, and like there was still an artistry in the craft.
Do something about that face.
Introducing Spooky Goop.
Unlucky Charms.
Spooky Goop.
Non-toxic, but still, please don't eat it.
Backbones and toes.
Big night ahead.
Ghoulish goo that makes a monster out of you.
Now that's the face no mother could love.
Maybe next time do your neck too, so you don't look like a fucking cheap ass bitch.
And she's like touching his chest all weird. That was weird.
Yeah, everything was.
That
good.
was strange.
Yeah.
There's a vacancy at the Bates Motel.
Spooky Goop was Ryan's nickname in high school.
That was generic Goop.
Norman?
In the 70s, it was all toxic. So this is Spud McKenzie, bitch.
No, it's Spud McKenzie, and it could be you. Look for this display and enter Bud Light.
Norman Bates killed Spud McKenzie and threw his body in the swamp.
Like a sweepstakes, who win a Bud Light
Masturbate
party with
hotel, am I
Spud
right, guys?
McKenzie.
FPO
And
joke.
like I mentioned, you could even get a mug like Spud's at participating retailers. Wow!
Spuds. I fucking love bull terriers, and maybe this was the reason. Probably not, but like bull terriers have always been one of my favorite.
Wasn't that Toy Story dog a bull terrier?
Spike, probably.
I believe it was.
But that looked like shit, so it did not endear me to them.
And now we present Scary Tales.
Yeah, I'd get one. I'd get a bull terrier.
They are the children.
I want a husky. Or a Great Dane. Are the
Target
two dogs.
dog, the Little Rascals dog. Bull terriers have been all over the place. Like pop culturally, they are significant.
Obey he who walks among the roads. They live in a world where adults are not allowed to live. Children of the corn.
But who makes all the kid cuisines? Oh, was it a pit bull? That's right, Petey.
Yeah,
What am I
Little Rascals was a
thinking
pit bull.
I thought Little Rascals was a Mastiff. Am I wrong?
No, that's oh my god. The wasn't it a baseball movie
Or
with
an
the
American
Mastiff?
Bulldog. Yeah, like there was a Mastiff in the Sandlot.
Yes.
Maybe it was an American Bulldog that was in. Because like Pitbull doesn't feel right. That looks, in my mind's eye, it feels like more like an American Bulldog.
Which looks like a pit bull.
New kind of nightmare. An adult nightmare.
An adult nightmare.
Stephen King's Children
That sounds
of the
like
Corn.
Richard
Guess where
Famous
those
with
cobs are
Robin.
going.
Rated R.
Coming Friday. Check local newspapers for theaters and showtime.
Sykes from Oliver Twist? Do you mean Oliver and Company?
Are you ready for some new Halloween fun? See what happens on the Halloween that almost.
Petey was an American
Pit Bull Terrier.
What?
The end to a beloved 2,000-year-old tradition. But my mind is made up.
Stiffy.
Have fun with Judd Hirsch, Mariette Hartley, Henry Gibson, and a wonderful cast of spooky characters. And find out.
Saturday
The Halloween that almost wasn't. Now I've got to find that shit.
at 1:30.
This Halloween,
What?
capture your ghosts and goblins
The
on genuine
world.
Kodak film from Thrifty.
Ay,
Whether it's
ay.
print, slide, or movie film,
Hi.
Kodak is the choice of professionals. Thrifty
Don't shoot someone that close. Like, even on a 35 millimeter, like, pinhole lens. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
carries a full line of Kodak
The
film,
Homer
including
twist. Please, sir, I want some more
C126-24
movie
exposure,
book.
C110, and C130.
There so, are you saying that there was a dog named Sykes in Oliver Twist that was a pit bull?
Or a bull mastiff, a bull terrier?
35-24 exposure in regular and high-speed print film, KR135 36 exposure slide film, and Super 8 movie film. Remember,
FTO. Yeah, you're right. Kodak
you're right.
spelled backwards. Not a palindrome. Myth busted.
the sharper
Close.
you want your memories, the more you need Kodak film and Thrifty.
Fuck yeah, Toys R Us. This is the commercial I love. No, this isn't the one.
Halloween, Toys R Us doesn't miss a trick, and the prices are a
Bill
treat.
Cosby's. Yeah, thank God for Bill Cosby. He's like, hey, when I slip something into the drink of an unsuspecting female, I always document my crimes with Kodak film. They always leave my bedroom with Jell-O pudding pop mustaches.
We've got costumes for all Toys R Us kids, even grown-ups, and loads of candy, makeup,
Kodak
masks.
made a Polaroid camera?
We had one, but Polaroid sued Kodak.
No, yeah, the Kodak Pleaser and the Pleaser 2. Yeah. So, yeah, I have a Pleaser and a Pleaser 2. Yeah, it was this exact same thing. Instead of maybe they thought they'd get around with this. Like, the Pleaser 2 had a crank instead of an electric motor. So, in the, because Polaroid has the battery in the film cartridge, rather. Like, with the Pleaser, there was a winder on it, which I assume spit the photo out, because good luck finding a film for a Kodak Pleaser.
Masks and more. Toys R Us will make your Halloween super.
Yeah, I hardly knew it. I'm serious. It's called the Pleasers. Krista, look on my...
Look at all my cameras and try and figure out which
There should be one called the Pleaser so I can show them. Brown.
McDonald's.
I think the Pleaser was like from the 70s though, so it might have been one of those ones that, like, it has the handle on the side. No, that's the Polaroid land camera.
Has a monster of an idea. Happy Halloween certificates. A book of 10 is only $1. Your gang can turn them in for free dessert treats like cones and samples.
Huh? Well, now Steve Yabo said, hey, McBoo, just get my Pleaser over here. It might be, I've got so many cameras. It's brown. It says Kodak on it. It looks like a Commodore 64. There's definitely one over there. Good Lord.
Sample-sized sundaes at McDonald's. Each book also comes with a mail-in certificate for this free Roger Rabbit when you buy your video cassette of the...
The Pleaser is brown and it's in the drawer, says FTO. It wasn't brown when it started. Forget it. If you can't find it, I'll find it later when I take 2 seconds to look. But I guarantee it's fucking over there, you guys.
Roger Rabbit.
It's not there.
McDonald's Happy Halloween certificate.
P.S. He also has a box of cameras somewhere,
eerie.
so it's probably in there.
I would never pass up the opportunity to display a Pleaser.
Hi, I'm Bob McGrath, and I'm here to help these kids trick-or-treat for UNICEF.
Here at 2 p.m. on Halloween Eve.
Want me to tell about how UNICEF provides basic health services and
You want me to tell about why there's no other kids out here on the street? It's because it's fucking noon. Look at the shadows of these poor assholes.
emergency aid for
I
children in
can't imagine
119
bringing Elliot out in a
countries?
costume at 3 p.m.
Yeah, fucking 99 degrees outside.
So, what do you want me to do?
Ring the doorbell. We can't reach it.
Oh.
I'm going to kick you in the shin to ring the doorbell.
For more information, call 1-800-FOR-KIDS.
This was filmed in July.
Seriously. But P.S., I like that that's Bob from Sesame Street, and I'm surprised maybe he was dead by now. Mr. Hooper? I should have at least name-dropped Mr. Hooper.
Scared Silly, starring Ronald McDonald and the Chicken McNuggets.
Ronald McDonald, the only dude rolling around, God willing, he's the only dude rolling around with just open nugget sauces in his pockets. There are so many sex perverts out there. I can't say that these things don't exist for certain, but I hope there's no.
I have an idea. Whoop-de-doo! McDonald's sausage. You can always count on them to be terrific.
It's a good time for the great
They made with bat meat. Bat nuggets.
Halloween doesn't have to be spooky.
Polaroid.
Not with Easter Seal Safe Halloween.
Which is insane. This commercial, the Easter seals for Halloween.
Coupons, the safe treat that gives treatment. Safe Halloween coupons are good for treats at stores and restaurants.
And look at this is a broke, like compared to the Polaroid commercial that we saw earlier with Vincent Price, broke dick. They did not get the fog machine. They did not get the same size set. All they have to do is just light it dramatically, put him in an old like grandma dining room chair, and he does the rest.
Give them to trick-or-treaters or treat yourself. Give Easter Seal Safe Halloween coupons because Halloween should be warm.
Yeah, I mean, you got us pretty much nailed with the birdcage characters.
Warm and
Julia.
friendly.
What a great movie, by the way.
Available at
I
participating.
fucking love that movie.
Great Halloween parties begin at Walgreens. Candy.
I mean, creepy Halloween Black Void parties start here too, but like, watch the fuck out.
Party decorations, masks, costumes,
Look
makeup.
cozy
Everything you need for Halloween fun now at Walgreens.
It's America's favorite pasta-eating cat in an all-new special, Garfield on the Town. Then a very spooky special. It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, the Halloween Classic Friday.
So you're teaming up the Halloween special with Garfield on the Town?
This is CBS.
Halloween will soon be here. That's when we can all go trick-or-treating.
And everything
I'm going
just falls
dressed
out
as
of the
a
left
cat.
ear.
There are some important things to remember about trick-or-treating so we can all have a safe and happy
Boss.
Halloween. First, go trick-or-treating while it's
Bauhaus?
still light. Take a flashlight and wear reflective strips on your costume just in case you get back home a little late. If you wear a mask instead of costume makeup, be sure you can see clearly at all times.
Yeah, hello. Since your parents aren't going to be with you, obviously.
Wear a light-colored costume, short enough so you won't trip. Stay in
Don't feel old, Brick. The cartoon, like the Garfield cartoon, like Garfield and Friends and all the specials, like still.
your own
Fuck it up,
neighborhood
like,
and visit
it's
only the homes
timeless,
of
is what I'm
people you
saying.
know. Accept only wrapped or packaged candy and have mom or dad look at your treats before you eat any of them. Hey, watch it. There's a cat here. Oh, yeah. That reminds me. Be sure to watch for traffic. Follow
Blood
Garfield's
bandana.
safety
Yeah,
tips
they
and
would
you'll enjoy Halloween.
because they were in a blood neighborhood. They're not saying that was a Crip insignia.
I'm going to get ready to go trick-or-treating right now.
Since it is noon.
Well, after I take a nap.
A Halloween safety message from the National Safety Council.
The green cross, guys. The left
All
side of the
marked ready
cross.
for Halloween. And you know, it's the strangest thing.
I know why they
Everybody's wild about new scratch and sniff stickers in special trick-or-treat packages. And they're dying to take home these cuddly pumpkin bean bags. And these...
God damn you, Hallmark, and your fucking Halloween stickers. Don't give them to old people. Tell them to buy candy.
party decorations are so popular.
Assholes.
They seem to just disappear.
Oh, how about some Halloween spinach dip for your trick-or-treaters? 1 scoop per bag.
So come to Hallmark, the Halloween store. We're waiting for you.
Things aren't sexy here.
First, there was Halloween.
Then there was
the terror
Halloween 2.
continued with
Now.
Halloween 2. Now, Halloween 3. The night no one comes home.
Later, Halloween 12.
The Irish are gonna turn your fucking kids' heads into bugs and snakes. Can I empanadas? I might not turn that down.
Halloween 3. Season of the Witch.
And the hills ran red with the blood of animals and children.
Happy Halloween. Rated R. Starts Friday at a theater
He was in RoboCop too, like opposite of Ronnie Cox.
near you. Check newspapers.
I'm a...
Why so glum, chum?
I lost all my trick-or-treat
I gotta
candy.
run. How? That bag is so fucking... Like, look at it. I mean, you can't see much of it, but it doesn't seem empty to you.
Take some of mine.
Wow, Hershey bars, Mr. Goodbar, Kit Kats,
Rolos, what?
Where the hell were you trick-or-treating that exclusively
For
gave out
real.
Hershey's products? They don't have fucking Skittles in here.
I mean,
Reese's.
Where's the lemon heads? The cherry clans?
yeah.
The bitter honeys?
All my favorites. Let's go get some more. Sure. Let me go ask my mom.
Since it's 3 p.m., the night is still young.
Let's go.
Nobody says boo to Hershey.
Can't even finish his crackle bar. You know, warheads.
Oh, warhead.
No crybabies. No sixlets.
I don't like
bottle caps.
Sticklets are weird.
They are the children
No nerds.
of the corn. They must
No candy corn, even though you shouldn't give that out either.
obey he who walks among the rows. They live in a world where adults are not allowed
A town,
to live.
not a world.
Children of the corn. A new kind of nightmare. An adult nightmare. Stephen King.
Oh, yeah. Tom Atkins plays a fucking... In Season of the Witch, Tom Atkins plays like the same sort of character that the hero of Roger Corman's Piranha. Like, it's someone you wouldn't expect as a hero, sort of way past his prime, maybe hitting the booze a little hard, but still, like, can pull his shit together to save the day.
Yeah.
Because, like, Tom Atkins in that movie is like this sort of dad bod, now you'd call him sort of like mustachio dude who bangs all the nurses in the hospital. And you go, Jesus, that guy's getting, he's got Riz.
King's Children of the Corn. Rated R.
Coming Friday. Check local newspapers for theaters and showtimes.
Are you ready for some new Halloween fun? See what happens
That
on
looks like
the
such
Halloween
shit. Is this
that
a Halloween
almost was.
TV movie?
The end to a beloved 2,000-year-old tradition, but my mind is made up. Excellent.
Have fun with Judd Hirsch. Merry at party.
Guys, just in case you don't know, Judd Hirsch was Jeff Goldblum's dad in Independence Day. Timely reference. Much like the 1994 classic The Shadow, starring Alec Baldwin.
Whoa.
Henry Gibson. And a wonderful cast of spooky characters. And fun.
Yeah, like, the random ideas. So you got like the Wolfman, the Mummy, Frankenstein's monster, the Creature from Black Lagoon, and just like a tramp. Yeah, from Taxi 2, lesser known, obviously. A little obscure. Nobody knows about Taxi, but everybody knows that Judd Hirsch was Jeff Goldblum's dad in Independence Day.
Find out.
Saturday at 1:30.
The alcoholic dad for Halloween.
This Halloween, capture your ghosts and goblins on genuine Kodak film from Thrifty. Whether it's print, slide, or movie film, Kodak is the choice.
Yeah, P.S. Why am I showing you this costume? Like, facing away from camera, holding the camera away from the camera that we are watching.
Of professionals. Thrifty carries a full line of Kodak film, including C12624 exposure.
Thrifty's still making good ice cream to this day.
524 exposure in regular and high-speed print film, KR135 36 exposure slide film, and Super 8 movie film. Remember, the sharper you want your memories, the more you need Kodak film.
Hopefully she got the fast film. Yes, because like that's one of the things about photography, right? Now that you brought it up, Steve Yabo. Like, I don't know if I could have, like, I'm a hobbyist photographer, and like I came about in the digital age, so I learned about like ISO versus ASA. And I can't imagine, like, being spoiled as I was, like, even in the days of, like, the old-timey, like, Canon and Nikon had some sensors in them that would have, like old school, like, I can liken them to, like, the speedometer of an old car, where it was, like, a needle that was attached to some sort of sensor that would tell you if your shot was exposed correctly. Otherwise, you'd have to run around with, like, a light meter, or you do like the Sunny F11 trick, and like, holy shit, I can't imagine like the amount of gear you would have to carry around just to make sure that your shit was properly exposed. Unfucking believable. We're all spoiled today. That's just the way it is.
At film and Thrifty.
Thrifty.
This shit again.
For Halloween, Toys R Us doesn't miss a trick, and the prices are a treat. We've got costumes for all Toys R Us kids, even grown-ups, and loads of...
All of those bags seem to have something in them. Like they're bouncing off of other people and things, and like they're already full of something. What's going on?
They just all took some candy from their bowl.
Like, hey, kids, just before you went out, I slipped a single copy of Peter Frampton's Alive on vinyl into each of your bags.
of candy, makeup, masks, and more. Toys R Us will make your Halloween supernatural.
Yeah, the cheap disposable cameras, you always had to have the flash on because it was like a pinhole lens, and so you were constantly just shooting to infinity. And not for nothing, that... the high tide lifts all ships, something I like to say. And so, like, as technology has gotten better, you don't have to settle for shitty quality anymore unless now you want to. Because I get marketed this specific thing a lot. Like, it's a $50 camera lens. It'll either have an E mount or an F mount or an X mount or whatever your camera is. But it's like the disposable camera lens. And it's just a pinhole. So it makes everything just look out of focus mostly. But, like, that's the thing I was looking to get away from back in the day. And now it's like, hey, you want your shit to look shitty? You can.
Right.
Yeah, they did. They put for Peter Frampton's cooler, and they stole his inflatable pig.
McDonald's has a monster of an idea. Happy Halloween certificates. A book of 10 is only $1. Your gang can turn them in for free dessert treats like cones and sample-sized sundaes.
Sample-sized sundaes. Like, it's as much ice cream, it looks like, as the cone. Why call it a sample? That's like a kid size. Sample just feels like such a ripoff.
McDonald's. Each book also comes with a mail-in certificate for this free Roger Rabbit when you buy your video cassette of the smash hit Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
And if you're a kid, you're definitely going to want to buy that and be horrified beyond belief as Judge Doom, like, with rampant disregard, just murders cartoons in front of you, and then you see his ass slowly get eaten up by the Dip, like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger in T2, except we're not sad about it, we're horrified by it.
Right.
What a fucking... Not for nothing. Robert Zemeckis, he made a great film, but it was not to be marketed toward kids. Jesus. Baby, what's his face with this fucking hot broad?
Happy Halloween certificates. A deal so good.
Yeah, Baby Herman. Baby Herman. Because, like, this has been done since, and, like, I think Dark Skies or Dark Something did this, like, but it was a vampire, like... But it's the same thing. Like, Baby Herman was like I thought he nearly went mental on Mario Brothers, but possibly that too. But, like, Baby Herman was like one of those characters who was like an adult mind and voice in a baby body. The same thing with, like, that Bill Paxton movie. I think it was Dark Skies, or there was some vampire movie where, like, if you get bit as a kid, you're a kid forever.
Right.
And you go, well, like, you got to try and get along, but then you got to look at the partners of those people, right? Because, like, in a world where, like, Baby Herman is getting with that cartoon woman who essentially looks like the secretary from the Powerpuff Girls. Mm-hmm. What's her deal, right?
Right.
You can say, well, everybody's got an open mind. Every time you see someone who's, like, dating someone who's super short or super tall or is abnormal, you go, half of me goes, wow, how open-minded they're able to look past XYZ. And the other half of me goes like, that's just their fucking sex pervert thing.
It's eerie.
Hi, I'm Bob McGrath, and I'm here to help these kids trick-or-treat for UNICEF. Want me to tell about how UNICEF provides basic health services?
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit did not do any favors for anybody. Like, holy fuck, guys. Like, when we were kids in the 80s and 90s, like, the industrial, liberal Jew-run media. No, like, but, like, all media everywhere wanted kids to be horned up over animals and cartoons.
Yeah.
All the animals who were anthropomorphic had huge cans and a fat ass, and all the, like, hello, nurse, hello, like, they're, like,
hello.
We were constantly getting our kids boners via cartoons, so it's no wonder everybody's a fucking sex pervert today.
This is an emergency aid for children in 119 countries.
It probably started with like Bugs Bunny dressing as a lady. Like Garth was right in Wayne's World. Like that was the beginning of a slippery slope. It's like the big kids meal. It's like we started down the path to making everybody a sex pervert and we just thought it was harmless. But was it?
Here we are.
All these fucking sexed up animals and cartoons. You now go like, you can't swing a dead cat online without hitting some sort of gross furry. Fucking weirdos.
Countries?
No, we'll do that.
So, what do you want me to do?
Ring the doorbell.
Bring Big Bird next time, Bob.
But we can't reach it.
Oh.
Personally, Gordon was my favorite because number one, I was in love with black people, still am. And number two, he was bald, which I wanted to be and achieved.
Fritz the cat.
Fritz the cat was a stepping stone. But Fritz the cat was like aimed at adults though. Fritz the cat was not something that like Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Like, oh, come on down to McDonald's and get some toys related to that. Like Fritz the cat, you wouldn't go like down to McDonald's and get like, hey, check it out. Here's a cat, a female cat with a huge rack and like an activated like genitalia is what I'm getting at.
Call 1-800-for-KIDS.
Scared Silly, starring Ronald McDonald and the
God damn it, Ronald.
chicken
The fucking open sauce out of your goddamn pockets. Oh, yeah, the Thundercats, too. There was no end to the amount of, like, is that what, like, ad executives and, like, network executives wanted? Like, was this just, like, trolling before the internet? They go, hey, what if we turned an entire generation of people into sex perverts? Thundercats, Jessica Rabbit, all the Disney movies were like the anthropomorphic animals. Like, let's just get kids really sexually attracted to things that are completely against like the natural order. Right, guys? Fuck yeah. That's what they always said.
Ready, boys?
Let's make sauce!
Oh, well, at least I got my...
Like, we should not be living like... I talked about this last week too. Like the high tide lifts all ships. We're like, now we live in a world where you can buy screen accurate costumes from any movie or any anime or whatever from anywhere, easily as Amazon. But you can also buy phalluses as long as your forearm shaped like cat members. So as the high tide lifts, it also sinks us a little bit.
I dress up as April O'Neil Tom Yabo. She wore that jumpsuit that looked like she worked at a car wash.
Hell yeah.
It's a good time for the
But I'm fine with that. Like, April O'Neil had realistic proportions, so you could find a woman and put her in a yellow jumpsuit and get your rocks off that way. Like, nobody is shaped like Jessica Rabbit, barring, like, a lot of, like, shrink wrap and tape, and it's fucking weird.
great taste.
No, you don't want to look in there, Ryan.
Halloween doesn't have to be spooky.
All right, goddamn. I feel like we've seen all of these commercials 4 times by now, so let's just call it. Oops, that's the wrong one. Get out of here. Woo. There we go. Guys, thanks so much for showing up. I appreciate it. Halloween is still coming. Get ready. I'm putting together like a costume or multiple costumes. I've got some stuff in the works. FDO is going to help me with some stuff. I got to get a human skeleton. Mine's in a different town right now. But lots of stuff coming. Thank you so much for showing up and enjoying the holiday with me, because the longer we can keep Halloween alive, the less time those fucking Christmas assholes will have to step on my dick.
Which turtle, though? Well, you'll just have to take a wild guess. Spaghetti for the road, says Ryan.
I think the spaghetti I brought the sauce on the floor. God!
And obviously,
thank you, Brick. Also,
if we're gonna be talking like with the connotation, like what turtle would there be? Like Leo's gonna be too uptight. Mikey, he's not there yet. Donnie's gonna be too sweaty, and Chris Chaney.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if there was going to be an assault, like an active, antithetical, something that goes against the laws of God and man, it's going to be Raph. It's going to be Raph, and it's going to be April. But April's already getting that.
I'd much rather Casey Jones.
So,
David and I dress up as Casey Jones for Halloween, and it is
with like Elias Koteas being the best portrayal of Casey Jones ever, and Judith Hoag being the best April on the big screen, that's where she's going to get that D. She's not sticking to the scales unless Casey gets like taken out by super shredders. Shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, that being said, thank you so much for showing up. I believe I said that, but here we are again. We will see you in another couple of days. Some special on the way, I'm sure. More Halloween stuff, more games that are definitely centered on Halloween and not going to get shoehorned in. Thank you.
Thanks for the sub, Brick Newton.
Thanks for the sub, Brick Newton. Hit that like button if you saw Matt's thing. Nice if you do that for us. But yeah, that's it. Smell you later, guys. Happy Halloween.
Bye.
For the try to
Fistful of Podcasts Radio.
No, yes.